Emmerdale just dropped one of its most intense weeks in months, and it ended on a moment that felt less like a scene and more like a warning. When Marlon looked at Rhona and said, "This is gonna end," it wasn't just a promise inside the show. It felt like a message to everyone watching that the darkest part of this storyline is finally shifting. April's secret has been tearing her apart for weeks, and when she finally opened up about what Celia and Ray had been forcing her to do, she hoped the nightmare would stop. Instead, everything spiraled even harder. Ray made it brutally clear that speaking out has consequences when he targeted April's boyfriend Dylan, running him down and leaving him fighting for his life, all to scare her back into silence. That threat wasn't empty, and April knew it. Celia, meanwhile, doubled down. She cornered Marlon, Rhona, Leo, and Ivy with chilling warnings, proving she's willing to push as far as she needs to keep control. For viewers, it's been a tough balance to watch a story that needs time to unravel, but also raises the fear that April was right to be terrified. She reached out, and the danger only grew. But something changed. The moment Marlon admitted he didn't have all the answers. For the first time, he and Rhona stopped pretending they could handle everything alone. Their quiet, emotional conversation became the turning point the storyline desperately needed. It was the first real sign that the tide might finally shift back in April's favor. This week also showed just how far this storyline has reached. April and Dylan's ordeal is running parallel to Bear being trapped in forced labor, tying multiple families into Celia and Ray's twisted operation. And with Joe Absolom and Jaye Griffiths delivering some of the best villain performances Emmerdale has seen in years, it's no wonder the show is letting the tension burn just a little longer. What really hit viewers, though, was seeing April's confession play out for real. After that fantasy episode where she imagined her dad being hurt the moment she told the truth, the actual events weren't far off from the nightmare she feared. But the difference now is that she's not facing it alone. And that changes everything. This week's performances from Amelia Flanagan, Zoe Henry, and Mark Charnock were raw, urgent, and some of the strongest the show has delivered this year. Having Rhona present during every key moment kept the episode grounded, and shifting Celia into the spotlight as the main threat added a whole new edge that made the danger feel even more real. And the fallout isn't slowing down. New spoilers suggest Celia will still be walking freely around the village for now, while Rhona quietly falls apart watching her friend Laurel get dangerously close to Ray without knowing the truth. But hints about Ross Barton stepping into the storyline and the obvious possibility of Kane getting dragged in suggest that Celia and Ray's control is starting to crack. The question now is simple. How long can this facade last before someone finally pushes back? Because after this week, it's clear the fight is coming.